Hi there everyone, Musical Aviator here. We are on the ground in Sydney, at Sydney Airport with the CareFlight Mounties Care helicopter, CareFlight 3. It's H145, Hotel Papa Lima. We'll be flying today up to Gosford Hospital via Sydney Harbour, and then back down to probably Bankstown Airfield, maybe. Depends how good the weather is. It's not great at the moment. Quite a bit of rain in Sydney. And after coming back from Gosford Hospital, we'll possibly head down towards where the new Sydney Airport's being built, Western Sydney. And head back up towards either landing at Bankstown or possibly even at Westmead Hospital, where this helicopter's meant to live anyway. You can see that the aircraft is tied down with all of the stuff on. It is raining. It's going to be a little moist flight. Anyhow, it's time to jump in and get ourselves ready for departure. That's the other thing. Alrighty, let's make sure that our ground power is in. Yep, got all the equipment there. Let's head on to the overhead. Battery in.
Off to the baggage way to the gliders aircraft in front. Cushion and
Off to the
aircraft in front. And just at 5:35, you can continue taxi.
Continue taxi.
I hear that Sydney Tower's on.
Sydney ground velocity 823, ready taxi.
Velocity 823, thanks. Taxi Charlie, cross 25, Bravo 10, holding point, 16 left.
It's going to come off the radio for a second. Let's have a look at what we're doing using the EFB Connect. Use EFB Connect to essentially stream the other screen that I have on my left there. So we can just see that we're on basic Firefox over there. So after departing from Sydney, we're going to track towards Sydney Harbour Bridge, and we actually have a text description on how to do that. So it's the Erskineville 5 outbound via the Stamford Hotel to Erskineville Oval, then to Redfern Railway Station, then to Central, direct to Darling Harbour at 1,000 feet, then descending over the water to 500 before passing Millers Point, then this frequency change at Central Railway is approved, probably over to Sydney approach. At that point we'll be roughly there at Sydney Harbour Bridge. We're going to continue westbound past Gladesville up to Parramatta, at which point we join this outbound north towards Pennant Hills, the Pennant Hills Strobe, continuing north towards Patonga, and from Patonga we will head on even further up towards Gosford. You can see Summersby there, and Gosford Helipad just in that space there. So the Gosford Helipad will land there, take on our patient. Departing Gosford, we'll head down towards Brooklyn Bridge and then down to Westmead Hospital. If the weather's good enough, we'll land at Westmead Hospital. If not, we'll continue down towards Prospect Reservoir and then make our approach into Bankstown. Land there and get the road transport. After that, we'll take off from either Westmead or Bankstown, head towards Prospect, and then out west towards the Lighthorse interchange, then tracking out towards the airport under construction, which is this thing over here. And from there we'll track inbound by the 2RN, possibly making it towards Bringelly and Camden for an overflight, depends on the time. After that we'll land at Bankstown and we should be done. Couple of things we need to do. First one of those is get rid of all of our stuff outside. Oh, that's right, we have ground power available as well. Let's get that on.
Audio test.
Audio test is doing good too. Yes. Need to disconnect a few things here. And aircraft options. Safety patches are all off. Sure, doing that in the rain is fun. Cool. The other fun thing we can do with this helicopter is we can literally listen to the radio. Ah, that's not working now. That's a pity. I was enjoying it yesterday. I was listening to 2GB on the aircraft hyper radio. Hi there, Aviator. How you doing? Here's the map of what we're doing. No, that's just a random map from yesterday. Anyhow, GPS has preloaded everything that we need. So I'm just going to zoom out to have a look. So there's Harbour Bridge, straight down towards Parramatta. Tracking northbound up towards Pennant Hills, Hornsby, and Patonga. Hospital's about there. We don't have any waypoints for it. Right about where the cross is. So we'll have to do that visually, then back out via Prospect, Bankstown, or possibly the hospital, if we see it. So an E190 with a GTN 650. That is a bizarre idea. Let's go ahead and turn our engines on. We'll need pumps on first. So fuel pump in. Got to go ahead and pop the anti-collision lights on. Cargo passenger lights are in. Lavix is on, and muzzle chuck on the wiper. This has got the funniest wiper. Goes right, right, left, left, right, right, and left, left. Right, we'll start up. Which engine were we going for? Was it number 1 or number 2? Number 2. Number 2 engine. Okay, the engine's going okay. We might as well get rid of all of that equipment on us from the ground. Ground power's disconnected. And we'll start up our number 1 engine. Number 1 starting. And we have 2 rolling. Going to use this opportunity to have a chat to the tower.
59 ground on frequency information Foxtrot request taxi clearance. Okay, just a 411 City Target A, stand by, brake station calling for a taxi.
That's armed. Air conditioning can go on.
The 459 roger, taxi. Hold position for now, we're just trying to get ground online.
Ground's coming on.
Okay, 459.
Let's get the rest of these going. Flight power. Make sure it's idle. And they want ground on 126.5.
All stations on the ground at Sydney. Contact Sydney ground on 126.5. Just a 533, stay with me.
Yeah, just on 133, we're ready upon reaching.
Just a 533.
Excellent, 45, push back, approved.
Push approved, Rexon 45.
Fuel pumps.
And Sydney ground, Qantas 459, information Foxtrot to request taxi clearance.
Got the bus ties.
Look for 59, ground, g'day. Taxi, runway 16 left, 5 Charlie, cross 25, holding point Bravo 10.
Taxi to 16 left 5 Charlie, cross runway 25 to the Bravo 10, holding point 16 left, Qantas 4596.
All stations stand by for a control change.
Get the strobe on. The logo light as well.
And all stations, Sydney ground is now active.
Sydney ground, Qantas 449, ready for taxi.
The 449 roger, taxi Bravo 2, holding point 16 right.
16 right, Bravo 2, point Qantas 449.
Qantas 630, continue taxi Bravo cross 25, Bravo 2 to the bay, g'day.
To the ground, CareFlight 3 is H145, departing via Erskineville to the Vatsim.
CareFlight 3, Sydney ground, g'day. Sydney delivery, just things we've got them online. Contact them for clearance.
Go for that delivery, 1338. Ever cascading set of new controllers. Sydney delivery, CareFlight 3 is a H145 at Helipads, requesting VFR departure via the Erskineville 5.
Clear to Melbourne via flight plan route, camping 6 departure, runway 16 right, climb set 5000, score 4542, departures 124.4, front of 463, stand 9.
Delivery is 411, stand 5.
AC the reverse is in mute at the moment.
Clearance is filed for Melbourne.
Set to normal.
Delivery didn't hear a word of that, so I'll read you about, so can you just pick that through?
Have a look at this, we can actually watch this stream on this stream using this thing. There we are. Watching this stream inside the stream inside the stream, haha. Alright, this is more the stuff we need. So we've got Sydney Airport here, we'll be tracking outbound via roughly Harbour Bridge. Shop ops, yep, we do have some issues with our rudder pedals that I'm aware of, which will make turning right a little bit more interesting than it should be. It's still raining? Don't think it is. That rain stopped. I wonder if we should just take off and do a hover taxi now. What's the ATIS doing? 10625.
1,000 feet, scattered 3,200 feet, temperature 2 tree, QNH1020. On first contact with Sydney ground or approach, notify receipt of information Bravo.
Bravo.
Time check, 0751.5. Sydney terminal information Bravo. Expect instrument approach then independent visual approach when visual. Do not pass through assigned runway center line. Runway 16 left and 16 right for arrivals and departures.
And delivery CareFlight 3. CareFlight 3 requesting VFR departure via Erskineville 5 outbound. That'll be to Harbour Bridge, 1000. Sort code 4506 and departures 124.4. CareFlight 3. 4506. And turn that on.
Finland delivery, hello, Oscar Kilo, Papa Oscar Hotel.
Already.
Over the tower and 1244.
Good afternoon, runway 16 right, line up the way.
Line up and wait, 16 right, right, 145.
Sydney Tower, CareFlight 3 is at the helicopter area. We'll be hover taxiing to the Helipad 1.
CareFlight 3, hover taxi to Helipad 1.
Taxi approved, CareFlight 3. Let's go.
Sounds good. Je vais coller on sur
Take the over.
Take the next left on Bravo and contact ground 126 Decimal 5.
Success for ground 26 Decimal 5, short stretching.
X145, wind, standby. X145, wind currently 09014 knots, runway 16 right, clear to take off.
Clear to take off 16 right, respond 45.
Alright, where's the Stanford? It's over there somewhere. There it is. Alright, so we're going to aim at about that space and then see straight ahead. Sydney Tower, CareFlight 3 is Helipad 1. We're via the Erskineville 5 departure. Ready.
Flight 30, apologies, someone else was talking to me. Which flight you waiting for?
Erskineville 5 departure, CareFlight 3. What's with the music?
These are questions puzzling Margaret and Pat. How does $50,000 magically disappear from their property deposit? How do they get it back?
Over departures, cheers, I'm respond 45.
Where is that coming from?
So you don't even know who sent that email?
No
Crew
idea.
voice?
Well, quite simply, it's despicable conduct.
When Margaret and Pat Haley decided to sell their cherished family home to downsize, they had no idea
What the heck is it?
trouble would unfold. Grandparents have had a rough trot in recent years, facing serious health battles. Pat has had a kidney transplant, is on medication so strong he's lost several teeth. Margaret has survived breast cancer and then stomach cancer too.
Not long ago, I had my
Hyper Radio app. What is it?
also through cancer.
Downsizing to this place was meant to benefit their finances, but it's backfired badly.
I
They
am
didn't even know the
going
extent
to...
of the trouble until their daughter cast
Yeah, but
goodbye
it
over their
says it
final
doesn't
settlement.
connect. It's not open.
Daughter rang me.
So I can't shut it down because it's not open. To open it, I have to... I don't know. I don't know how to open it. But to shut it down, it needs to be open. But it's not open. Therefore, it shouldn't be making any noise.
Arranged via her lawyer,
Right?
but
Doesn't
from
make
a
sense.
deposit held in trust by
Ah,
a
there we
real
go.
estate
It's
agent.
its own thing, apparently. So which own thing is it? Found it. Cool. It is its own app, so I'll just shut that up from there. Ah, there it is. It's come up, finally. So we can actually change radio station like that. Anyway, we're going to turn that down now that's actually connected properly. Yes, it is Chris Main. That's the radio that we tried to turn on. For some reason it just wasn't connecting and then suddenly it did. Fun times. Back to the EFB.
CareFlight 3, thanks for your patience. Erskineville 5 outbound is approved. Once you're airborne, contact director, their frequency 126.1.
Erskineville 5 departure approved, and once airborne 126.1. CareFlight 3.
CareFlight 3, thanks. Helipad 1, clear for takeoff.
Helipad 1, clear for takeoff. CareFlight 3. Let's do it. Need a little bit of rudder. A little bit of forward translation before we start adding heaps of power. There we go. Getting into the yellow, let's come out of that. And we're looking for 8,000 feet. Currently out of 500. Tracking the Stanford, and after that we are looking for the big oval, which is Erskineville Oval. Should be pretty much straight ahead. I think I got it there, the big green area. Once we're over the green area, we track to the railway. Speaking of helicopters, there's one flying over my house right now. Probably the police. This is Erskineville. Now as we start our right hand turn towards Redfern railway station. And we should be chatting to the other frequency. Senior Director, CareFlight 3 is overhead of Redfern, tracking Central and then Harbour Bridge. Bit of bounce in that. Two 6-1, not 3, damn it. Senior Director, CareFlight 3 is overhead Central Station 1000.
CareFlight 3, Director, g'day, identify. And CareFlight 3, overhead Central, frequency change approved.
Overhead Central, frequency change approved, CareFlight 3. Alright, that gets us down into Barangaroo, sorry. That building there is called Barangaroo. It's the newest and tallest building in Sydney. That wasn't there when I grew up in Sydney. Still haven't been in. And we can descend now to 500 feet.
524, turn right heading 080 for base, please set a 3 turn. Right heading 080, just set a 3000, just sub 524.
Yeah, Melbourne is pretty blurry, the Orbx. The airport is pretty blurry. There's a few bits that are nice, but yeah, the actual textures on the runway are a little bit meh. Okay, keeping our descent going.
So Sydney information Juliet, now current relevant changes, surface condition, wet showers and rain, temperature 2-1, information Juliet.
Straight over the island. I believe that's Goat Island, where they used to build ships for the Royal Australian and actual Royal Navy, back in the days that they built boats out of wood. Blaisdell Bridge coming up. After Glazewell Bridge we can be at 1,000 feet again and be OCTA.
Just 524, turn right heading 120 to Sentinel localizer, runway 16 right, report visual.
Indeed, Rivercat. On its way to presumably Parramatta as well. I sometimes miss Sydney, sometimes.
Jetstar 524 on the heading, join final, runway 16 right, cleared visual approach.
I'm heading join final 16 right, cleared IVA, Jetstar 524.
Okay, that's Glazewell Bridge, we can start climbing again. Basically we've got underneath the runway 16 approaches, and now that we're past that area we can climb up to 1,000 feet for now. Once we're at 1,000 feet, I'm going to track towards Parramatta, and then I'm probably going to start putting autopilots on, because this helicopter has a pretty good and workable autopilot.
Direct transit 6670 out 6,000, heading 335.
Joan 8066, Sydney direct check at AD, center 5,000, 25 miles to run.
Descend to 5,000, transit.
Okay, what we want is heading, speed, VS. Speed's good to increase, VS we want to keep it about level. It's already at 1,000 feet. In fact, we can go down a bit. And heading. Just keep track of the river.
Joan 8066, B center 4,000.
Down on 4,000, transit.
Jetstar 524, you have about 8 miles to run, connect tower 120 decimal 5, good night.
Tower 1205, g'day, Jetstar 524.
I believe that's Parramatta off in the distance. Don't like landmarks? That's fair. Landmarks give you a few things, although yes, in the inner city it's pretty, let's just say it looks good at 1,000 feet high. Not so much when you land on it. The city ones are a lot better. Not that Sydney people land on their scenery very much. At least not in the city. Out here they do. There's Roseville Racecourse straight ahead. Cut that corner a bit. Okay, coming out of Parramatta, we want to head kind of northwestish.
Giant 8066, turn right heading 070 for base, B center 3000.
There's Parramatta, and heading out of Parramatta is 023. And also climbing to like 2,000 feet. Starting the turn now. 023. That'd be 000. And about there. In fact, we are probably even able to go on to track mode for this bit. Let's do that. Nav mode, there we are. Happy with that.
Giant 8066, turn right heading 130 and set the localizer runway 16 right, cleared ILS approach.
Right heading 130, then set the localizer 16 right, clear for the approach and medium.
Looking to maintain 2,000 feet. set. And there we are, tracking northbound towards Hornsby. Should see the Hornsby railway sheds on the way out. Right there, railway sheds for Hornsby. Right now we're somewhere near Pennant Hills. There's normally a strobe light somewhere around here. I'm using my side stick, Saitek EVO, configured for the left hand, like an Airbus. I know it should be right in between my legs, but no. Altitude ceiling on this aircraft? That's a good question. H145, how high can you go? Service ceiling information. They've given it in meters because duh. Okay, the maximum altitude is 12,900 feet. Is that the railway? I think it is. So yeah, 12,000-ish feet. They've even got a weather radar in the real aircraft. It doesn't work in flight sim, unfortunately.
Giant 8066, about 6.5 miles to run, connect tower 120 decimal 5, go.
Over to Sydney Tower 120.5, Giant 866 heavy, connect.
Heading over the 104.4.
We're on 129 decimal 8 today. 129 531.
And we're going to increase our speed a little bit to about 110. Go outside because we can. That's Hornsby Railway Sheds. A friend of mine lives about in that space right there.
Descending 100 south.
And off we go.
That's 442 Sydney approach, g'day, descent line 6,000.
Up past Mount Cola
Julia.
and the Hawkesbury River up ahead.
6,000 and QNH 1002 442.
That's an F3 motorway as well.
442, QNH will be 1020, information Julia.
Sorry for that, 1020 442.
Jet 671, cancel star, turn left, heading 350.
Cancelling star left, heading 350, Jet Star 671. Sydney approach, Bingo 160, rest to departure,
Okay, Mike, Whiskey, Sydney approach. Thanks, this information India is now current, changes wind 152 degrees 13 knots.
We're over Mount Kurungai.
To make left turn cleared for takeoff.
That mountain right there.
11, left turn, clear for takeoff. Thank you, Mike. Bye.
On a small 63, contact Melbourne Center 129 on decimal 1.
129 decimal 463, g'day.
Just 671, contact me director 126, station 1, g'day.
126, station 1, director, just 671.
Okay, the only frequency on this is Sydney Centre, which we're on now. We won't be flying the IFR approach, it'll just be VFR. Elevation of the helipad is 21 feet above sea level, and they want us to come in from about 1 mile to the south of the hospital, then tracking straight over the top of the hospital roof onto the helipad. And the helipad is on the north side of the roof. Don't think this has a NDB, does it? That's a pity. Okay, that little bit jutting out is Cottage Point, which you can see here, Cottage Point. Then we'll go up Broken Bay and across to Patonga.
Thank you, Mike. Whiskey airport level pass.
Thank you, Mark. Whiskey,
That's a Hawkesbury River going out to the west.
Identify. Yeah, clear to leave controlled area, maintaining crushing climbing 2000.
And Patonga straight ahead.
Richmond. Control notification service is terminated. Monitor correction frequency change approved, and you can expect to contact the director on 126.1 from Richmond to get your clearance back into controlled airspace and talk 1200.
Okay, need to sit down control space and director. And squawk 1200. Cool.
To the departure, just 240 coming through 104,500.
240 is the approach g'day that I find. Cancel speed. Clear direct along on climb, flight level 280.
And maintaining 1,500.
Hold on, flight level 280.
Oh, the gamer? Yeah, I do like the old chopper. I haven't flown it for ages, so nice getting back into it again. Two pilots and one nurse heading up to Gosford Hospital. Just easy to use that autopilot when looking down on these knobs down here. Not that those knobs are particularly confusing, but it's just easy to have it in the line of sight. I wish we had a 139, that'd be good. We don't have the patient yet. We're picking up the patient. Just a transfer from one hospital to another. That's Batonga right there. So we're going to turn off the autopilot and head on over that way.
Star 442, contact Sydney Director 126, station 1 today.
126, 442.
Yep, good old patient transfer. Get them into the proper big hospital in the city. Westmead Children's Hospital. Yeah, I've heard they're making the Q400. I'm hoping the Q400 comes fairly quickly because they've already made one. They could probably just remake it into Microsoft Flight Sim. No idea how long the 300 will take. Might take many more years. Because I've been promising a 300 for P3D since like 5 years ago, and it never happened. So I reckon the 400 will be with us shortly. 300 in three or 4 years. 2030.
Just 442.
Yeah, it'll be nice to have the 400 anyway. Of course, I love a 300. That's the cockpit of one behind me on the fridge.
Just direct up 442.
442 negative. Install approach directors 126, space 11.
Qantas 487 or at 1,700 climbing for 5,000.
Qantas 487 Sydney approach today, then I'll fly to climb last seat, landable to it.
Yeah, exactly. 10 years.
280 Qantas 487.
And then New Zealand 183, 15 knots maintained.
So 183, thanks. You can cancel the altitude requirements, you'll set as well.
Yes, no, so all wherever you need us to go, up or down.
So 183, no worries. Expected. Continue as planned for now. Set the altitude around the further altitude requirements. The traffic should get nicely.
Yeah, that's the 183 and they're running up all the... Yeah, so we'd like to make it as soon as possible.
So 183, no worries. Cancel set, turn right heading to 50.
Alright, we're descending down to 1,000 feet, crossing Brisbane Water at 1,000, and then we'll make it straight in.
487, cancel set, clear direct water.
Qantas 487 cancelled steers at 0
Yep, 139, that's what police helicopters use here in Melbourne.
Over to Melbourne, 129.8.
King of Foam, why not? let's do some New Zealand stuff, probably on the Sundays.
Radar 9811, cancel start, turn left heading.
Need to study up on where to go though.
Cancel sir, left heading 0204 here, 98.
Maybe some South Island stuff out of Queenstown. City Centre and all stations, Gosford, CareFlight 3 approaching Gosford Hospital, ETA 6 minutes.
Brenda 415 Sydney approach go, then I'll fly to climb by speed, flight of 130.
Okay, I've got the point in sight, 1,000 feet. Cross the beginning of the point at 1,000 and then start out descent.
With you, flight level, 27,000 feet, or 5,000.
137 Sydney approach today, then I'll fly to climb by speed, flight of 128.
Good, and start slowing down, 80 knots.
Flight level 280, 137.
I'd fly around my own state more if I had an AW139. This thing we're kind of stuck flying Sydney and yeah. Not that I mind Sydney. Sydney's fun.
Dylan 1983, turn right heading 330.
Right turn 330.
The 183, thanks.
Alrighty, our inbound heading should be 340.
Karina 9811, contact Scene Director 126, Station 1 today.
Okay, what's your 126.1 point here, 9811, bye-bye, good day.
I believe I have the hospital in sight, just need to find the pad. Yep, that's hospital for sure. Yeah, they do that Beach King Air. So do the police. They fly the Beach King Air. Well, they did during COVID. Used to do laps of quite a large portion of Melbourne with this little infrared cameras looking for people going out of quarantine. That was a time. Had the police helicopter hovering overhead a couple of nights ago. They were just sitting over my suburb, doing little circles. I think next week I've got band practice coming back, which is the national competition band. So
The next 123 Sydney approach, g'day, descend wires.
well, the first stop to getting flight sim set up is to buy it and then you install it. You do need to have a large hard drive and, you know, a PC that works.
15, turn left heading 190.
Terrain acknowledged. We do want to slow down now.
The 183, turn right heading 350.
Gosford train station. And I have the pad in sight.
Diesel 183, contact Scene Director 126, Station 1 today.
Did they make the director?
Not the red one, the blue one.
Corona 415, climb flight level 130. Climb flight level 130.
out the bottom window. There's quite a bit of rudder as you slow down. Becomes less and less effective. Getting some buffet. Quite a bit of buffet actually.
On 487, contact Melbourne on 129, that's like today.
On the 487, contact Melbourne Centre 1 Mach. Can you please repeat the...
Melbourne Centre on 129, that's like today.
129, there's some like A, Qantas 487.
There we go. This is just the H145, the most recent variant. It comes with it when you buy the aircraft. The H135, which is a freeware version of a slightly smaller helicopter that pretty much is the same, just doesn't have all the detail, but it's almost all the detail. Right, we're just going to shut down here for a little while, get our doors open. Do that, I'm just going to drop them out, and let's drop some of the strobes. Everything else can pretty much stay on. I might save some battery with that.
Ground 415, climb level 170, contact number set on 129, that's like today. Level 170 and contact number 129,
Xbox? No idea. It'd be nice if it did, but I can't imagine flying this with a game controller. That'd be quite difficult. Okay, let's get these doors open. Put some extra people in it. Okay, we're pretty much going to be full. Got half a tank of gas. Took off with slightly less than 75%. Yeah, I saw the Wanamble base. Went out there in a 152. Indeed, now we're going to go head back and fly to a slightly less good looking helipad over in Westmead Hospital. That's the main children's hospital for Sydney. Alright, let's start her up. Stretcher on, doctor's in, nurse in, patient in. Onto the overhead. I will need prime pump. We're going to start one first and then two. Position lights are in, anti-coal is on. Everything else is ready for start. Yeah, no beds in this chopper. There should be. Stretcher. They actually take out one of the, I think both of the seats on that side. Is it that side? No, it's the other side. So the left hand side would have a stretcher, and it actually extends into what would normally be the cargo compartment. We've taken that back wall off it. They can actually load the stretcher through the back on this aircraft. For the rigger one, not in the sim. There is a medical variant, but you have to buy more money for that one, and it comes with like missions and stuff, which is cute, but you know, budget. Power's on idle, and swapping over to the other engine start. Starting number 2. Dunno. Haven't checked. Alright, primer is off, main is on. That's good, don't need the wiper. Strobes are in, landing light is on, and we are good to go. Okay, engine set to flight. Waiting for the RPM. Landing lights, and everything's ready to go. Cool. Looking at the where we're going. After takeoff, which is from the H, we'll be making a left-hand turn, making our way around Gosford and then straight down to Brooklyn Bridge. So it's a left-hand turn out of here, around that hill. Alright, I'm ready. Everyone good to go? Passengers and nurses and everyone is ready to go. Yeah, nice little tablet. Alright, let's go. And I'm just going to move it into the autopilot system so I can get that sorted when I need it. Cool. Let's move. As I said, you could look down for the autopilot, and if I was flying the real aircraft, you can probably learn how each knob feels with your hand without looking, which is kind of the point. But anyhow, time to go up. And translating forward. I can feel the weight of the extra passengers. She's struggling to climb. Much happier when she's moving forwards. Alright, big sweeping left-hand turn. Gosford Hospital, CareFlight 3 is departing Gosford Hospital, 1500, tracking Brooklyn Bridge.
Richmond traffic, and going 160, right.
Oh, we're out. Climbing to 2000, we'll leave it at 2. Gonna go to heading mode, IAS, VS. Speed down to 100. Just got a text message. It's band talking about some kind of meeting. The 11th of Feb. Alright. What is 11 Feb? It's a Sunday. Okay, that works. And we want to turn a little bit into that space. In fact, I might even go direct to. BBG, activate. And nav. Cool. I'm in several bands, brass bands mostly, and orchestras. Play the trumpet in the cornet. One of the bands I'm a committee member of, one of the other ones I'm not. I like the one that I'm not a committee of better, because they're a better band. The better band came second in the national championship last year. The other one didn't. I'm also in the symphony orchestra. 2 of them actually. Well, one symphony orchestra and one small, trying to be a symphony orchestra, it's really a chamber orchestra. Yeah, at the peak of times I'll be in a rehearsal 4 days a week. Sometimes 5. Flugelhorn. There's the bridge, Brooklyn Bridge. And over that side somewhere would be the railway bridge. Good old Melbourne Cup. Girl thinking of something like this. That's a trumpet. Other one's a flugelhorn. I also have a cornet and a baroque trumpet from 1700-ish. One of these. look at that! Ha! So, it's one of the mission things. Oh, I need to do it now. I didn't even realise I'd set that waypoint, but now that I have, I know what it is. And it's come out of autopilot. Fairly quick descent out of 2000. Slowing down as we do it. Try doing that in an aeroplane, slowing down and going straight down. Mostly a side thing. I have been paid occasionally, but it's not a full-time job. I wish it was, but I'm not good enough to be a full-timer. But I am good enough to occasionally play in some of the nearby orchestras. And I have one Melbourne Symphony Orchestra gig coming up in June. So at least that'll be fun. I played in a musical, like a musical theatre last year, and they paid me for that. Yes, the patients are going to be joined by other patients, by the looks of things. I want to get into that gully right there. Keep that turn nice and tight. That smoke there is part of the mission system. I believe that landing there should give us some scenery of something like a car crash or injured person on a stretcher, that kind of thing. I remember playing around with it last night and I couldn't move it from its position after I'd placed it, but I didn't even know where it was. It's somewhere randomly on the map, and now I see it. Indeed. This is Westmead Hospital now, just randomly on the side of Princess Highway. Actually, this is Pacific Highway, isn't it? Move it in onto that H-pad right there. Well, there it is, random marker on the road. I was expecting a little bit more fanfare with maybe an ambulance on the side of the road or something, but apparently not. We just get the random smoke. Cool, we got to see it. In Melbourne, if you're there, I had an actual thing of all of our upcomings. Where is that? I know I've got Preston Orchestra, they're playing Tchaikovsky 5. That's got to be sometime in late March. Where is that one? And the Stonington, which is the one that I'm principal trumpet at, is here. So the Sunday Series 1, the 16th of June. I've also got this children's program, which is meh. Guess what that is? If it's not Benjamin Britten, then it's going to be Peter the Wolf. Anyhow, then August, we got 2 of them. Symphony in the Day is always fun. We put it together an entire symphony in one day. And November. I also got Castlemaine in end of November. So yeah, that's that. That's my favourite orchestra, because I'm principal trumpet in that one. Anyway, let's head down to Westmead. Back up the highway. So this is the F3 freeway going straight, and that's the Prince's Highway going all around the place. The freeway kind of replaced the highway, but they kept both. Starting the bank blade slap a little bit. We have that much fuel at the moment. 1 hour and 32 minutes worth. $2,000 a minute, and we'll accelerate a little bit to 120. Maybe not all at once. That's right. That's right, we're outside controlled airspace, so I'll go back to the thingy here. At the moment we are between Brooklyn Bridge and the city near Dural. So you have to be below 2,500 feet, which we're at 2,000, well 1,900 currently. And if you're below 2,500 feet, they literally can't even see you on the radar. You're invisible. So they don't have any interest in talking to you or seeing you or anything. If we were to climb above 2,500 feet, they would be very interested indeed. We need to get back in speed mode. $120. There we are. So yeah, that's how those maps work. You just check where you are on the map. So at the moment we're past Brooklyn Bridge and we're on the way through to Prospect. And in that kind of area we need to be at 2,500 or below. That's CLL, control lowest level. Over here we have Richmond Tower. That little red area there. And if Richmond, which is a military Air Force base, if they had the controller tower active, they'd be very interested if we entered that area all the way down to the ground for the most part. But they're not active, so they don't care because they're not there. Not that we're going to enter that area. We're going to stay on that little purple dotted line, which is the line that I've placed into the GPS. So as long as we follow that little purple line, the magenta line, or if we were flying visually, we'd have to visually look out the window and try and find Prospect Reservoir, which is that big lake right there, and fly straight at that. Remembering that there's a wind coming from the east. So you kind of have to point east or where you're flying to make the track line up with that lake. That dude's talking to Richmond traffic, so I'm monitoring that frequency that is on, and he's doing circuits at Richmond. Yeah, that's a full Firefox browser, essentially. We're getting too quick. Let's slow it up a bit. Getting bounces and freezes from Sydney Airport, so we're loading up. Then the helicopter can't manage. Because it's trying to fly the autopilot, but it's also frozen. So let's take the autopilot out. It's coming back. Good, back to normal. So that's a proper browser. You can even watch the stream in the stream. That's our live stream in our live stream. Fun times. Okay, a little close look. We want to actually go to the hospital, which is here, Westmead Hospital, CTAF on 124.15. So I'm going to select that now. Set. Zoom in a bit. It's hard to spot Westmead Hospital at times. Yeah, you're allowed to fly into military air bases. You need clearance to do it, but they'll give it to you if they're not too busy with other things like military jets or whatever. You might have to hold, but they won't just say no. I'll say, come back in 15 minutes once we're done launching an FA-18. Till then, please stay away. And in 15 minutes, I'll give you onwards clearance. Alright, that big complex of buildings over there is Westmead. Let's take the autopilot out. Traffic Sydney, CareFlight 3 is approaching Westmead Hospital from the west, 2,000 feet on descent. Estimated time of Westmead is time 01. CareFlight 3 coming. we've got other choppers. Yep, out of west suburbs of Sydney. This is Westmead. We're flying pretty much over Balkham Hills, Seven Hills, that kind of area now. There's another chopper in there somewhere. Can't see him. He's apparently almost on the pad itself. We're at 40 knots. Throwing that away for a minute. Yep, we'll fly down over the new Sydney airport that's not quite built yet, and then head down to Bankstown, where we'll end the flight at Bankstown. Now the pad at Westmead is pretty basic. It's basically a flat area that you can land on that's not marked with anything, so good luck. Westmead traffic, CareFlight 3 to the south pad. Short funnel.
Caution, terrain.
Yep, they got the Melbourne helipads, a couple of the hospitals. I know Royal Melbourne Hospital's there, so is Yalford. Here, right? I'm sure it's that one there.
Caution, terrain.
Yeah, look through the bottom windows. Yeah, that's the pad. One straight ahead. I'm sure it is. It's hard to tell with Westmead because they didn't put the helipad there properly. It's just a blank roof. It's more about where the building is in relation to the car park that I'm trying to figure out. Starting to touch the invisible pad that's kind of there. There we are. See us floating slightly above the roof? Yeah. Gotta love it. Yeah, should probably get a moderator for the old Twitch. Let's open up Twitch and ban some folk. Yeah, that's a banning. I've opened up Restream. There we go. Let's get actual Twitch so we can ban this homophobe. Didn't expect a homophobe today. Timeout? No. Let's just ban. There we go. Banned. Cool, cool. The homophobe can go away now. Anyway, we have delivered some people to Westmead. Oh yeah, that's right. It's school holidays. It's near the end of school holidays, so they're getting relentlessly bored. I get it. 8 o'clock, so not much daylight left. Let's do it. We're going to take off. We're going to head down to where we're heading down to Prospect, Lighthorse Interchange, and then Sydney, the new Sydney Airport. So if you're not aware, there's a new, what's called second Sydney Airport that is under construction currently. So what we're going to do is take off. We're going to make a kind of spiraling left-hand circle, then pass out towards the west, towards Prospect Reservoir, that big lake, and then head out west. Let's go. Straight up and into translation. Traffic Westmead Helipad, CareFlight 3 is departing west via Prospect Reservoir. CareFlight 3 airborne. Yes, it will be cool, but you know, my family live close to the other Sydney airport, and getting from essentially Leppington to Sans Souci sounds like a royal pain. So I'm not sure how often I'll use Western Sydney, and I hope that all of the cheap flights don't end up going there. There's Avalon to Western Sydney on Jetstar for $33. Sounds tempting until you realise you're going to have to spend the next 3 hours on a train via Central and then via Rockdale and then on a bus to get home. It's like, no, don't want to do that. There's Prospect Reservoir. We're heading straight at it. Going to get back on the autopilot because I'm lazy, and holding control inputs for 5 minutes sounds boring, so I'm just going to make it about that, and then heading IAS and VS. And VS. And VS back to 0, thanks. That's nice. Bring that speed back to 100. Hi there, VR Racing Guy. I rarely fly the helicopter. Alrighty, we're at Prospect. $1,500 and tracking outbound. Let's see if we're on the GPS position a little bit. Okay. Going to track direct to Lighthorse interchange, so we do need to turn. Pretty much directly west. Then we'll go direct to LHI. Liha. Activate direct to and into nav mode. Done. Yeah, it is a bit of a coincidence. Probably that stream a year ago was about the last time I flew this helicopter. Funny. Since then I've normally been flying like 737s, A320s and that kind of thing. Is that Eastern Creek Raceway? I think it is. Eastern Creek Racecourse. Drag strip, yep, that's Eastern Creek for sure. Love it. It is. For context, I grew up in Sydney, so I know it pretty well. Spent the first 25 years of my life in this city. And we are too high. Let's go back down. Technically, I'm allowed to be at 2,500, but I don't want to be. We're up at 2,400, so getting back down. There's the new runway, straight ahead. Welcome to the Western Sydney Airport. The real runway obviously wouldn't have lights on it because they're not accepting traffic yet. But there it is. Yeah, visit the fam in the sim. They're out towards the east though. We kind of departed from Sydney Airport and could have caught a bus home from there. In fact, I could have caught a bus home from the literal helipad that we're at. Two buses, but you know. Yeah, I've got a add-on for this. It's not really in the sim yet, but I downloaded one. You can see the links to that in the description. We have a runway and we have a terminal and some taxiways. Autopilot's off. No, they don't tend to get the big jets. They tend to go out over the Botany Bay. The only time we get big jets over the house is departures off runway 25, and that's fairly rare. Mostly because the wind direction has to be a blustering heavy westerly wind, because when they use runway 25 they lose the parallel runways and it reduces the amount of traffic Sydney can handle. So yeah, it's pretty rare to get runway 25, and when it is runway 25, it tends to be more than 25 knots of gusty wind. That's creating that issue. So you're hearing more wind noise than you are jet. But yeah, runway 25 departure end. Runway 07 on the arrival is fairly offset from their house, so it doesn't go directly over. But yeah, runway 25, you hear a bit of noise. But it also means you're in almost a blizzard. Hurricane. 30 plus knots of howling wind. I used to visit them at least twice a year, but then COVID happened, and yeah, went 3 years without seeing them hardly at all, and now I'm kind of over it. It's like, whatever. If I don't see you guys for 2 years and whatever, that seems to happen. Other silly family stuff happened as well. And I got busy here in Melbourne. So COVID kind of reset my brain to be a little bit more locally focused. Yeah, my parents live up in the Cogwell Rockdown kind of area. There's a very good amateur opera company in Rockdale that do productions of fairly large operas every year. Between 1 and 4 different productions every year. Used to like playing with them too. They're pretty good. I did Pagliacci with them, did Midsummer Night's Dream. Yeah, a couple of things over there. I do not have any pets anymore. I used to have a little black cat, but it died at the age of 19. Of various complications. It went blind and lost, like its kidneys shut down, so I had to put it down. But haven't had another pet since then. Western Sydney Airport for you guys. Look at that. Couple of years time, all the Jetstar flights will be operating in and out of here. And if they're still around, Bonza. I'd fly here for Bonza. If Bonza come here from Melbourne, or even Avalon, I'd do that. Yep, live by myself. It's easy. No complex relationships to worry about. Get to do all my hobbies. Yeah, Bonza fly Max 8s. Fortunately not the Max 9s, so at least the doors don't fall off. Yes, good old doors falling off aeroplanes, that's great. There's another one of my hobbies, dressing up as a knight in shiny armour. Woohoo. Indeed, living the life. I can be as loud as I want, and for a trumpet player, that's pretty loud. Yeah, I like the idea of Bonza. Having more airlines that are cheap is a good idea. I like it. There's me playing trumpet in armour, carrying a shield. It's a black plastic trumpet, that one. Anyway, that's Western Sydney Airport. Let's go ahead and head back down towards Bankstown. We're going to go direct to 2RN. TWRN. Activate. Cool. In the direction of the arrow. Don't need the autopilot. Bye bye, new airport. With any luck, I'll see it for real. Going that way? No, going that way. Ah, yes, there we are. The biggest thing about flying helicopters is have everything at your fingertips, so all your frequencies lined up, ready to go. So you don't have to look at them too hard. Because when you look down, you're not looking up, and when you're not looking up, you can end up in some very weird attitudes. Yeah, Andre Rieu's not too bad. I can get along with him. I like bigger, more in-depth performances myself, but you know, for a surface level thing, they're not too bad. A little bit too happy sometimes. They go for the happy music rather than the in-depth kind of intense music, and that's kind of more my style. But they do touch on a good level of playing and a good variety of music, I suppose. Lots of people's favourites. Do you want to go back in the CTA? We can if you want to. Go back to Sydney. I was considering just landing at Bankstown and calling it a night, but Sydney awaits. We could go back in the same way that we came out. Maybe I should do a poll.
Traffic Bankstown, Tango, Mike Whiskey, inbound on the RFC approach, runway 11 centre, currently 3,700, estimating circuit time 29, traffic Bankstown.
50-50. Someone wants to see Bankstown. Got other traffic going to Bankstown too. Speaking of Bankstown, we really need to be down at 1,500. 2,000. We need to be at 1,500 for. Most people want to go to Sydney. All right, we'll go to Sydney then. Where shall we go in from Sydney? I think Ladesville, and then the Erskineville arrival. Sounds like a plan. Let's join Parramatta. So we want to go back up that way. There's an aircraft coming in for the Arnav approach runway, was it 11? Cool. Sydney it is. Do I need that? Probably not. Might as well go for here. New South Wales Ambulance Bay. I think the New South Wales Ambulance Bay actually has an aircraft that's a static helicopter added, which is really annoying. Anyway, we'll use pad 1 and then we'll head over. Pad 1 that I want, or pad 2? Is it domestic? Kind of. I just have a good, yeah. Good one of that. I don't anymore. Anyway, we are almost inside busting CTA now. Where do we need to be? We need to be at 2.5. That's true, Reese boy. It'd be nice to have Bankstown Day. So Erskineville inbound. Here's Darling Harbour, Central, Redfern, Erskineville Oval, 1,000 feet, and then direct to Stanford at 500. Right, we know where we're going. I've accidentally closed the Sydney CTAF, so never mind. We'll just go in without our tablet. If you're going in without it, might as well just close it because we don't need it at all. Been sitting down for too long with my hands on the throttles and the feet on the pedals. Let's accelerate. And we'll want was it 1, 2, 4, 4? No, we're too close to that. It's 126.1. So 126.1 is set in, and 1205. We are ready. Off to Para. We'll call them at Gladesville Bridge, inbound to the Erskineville 5. Write that down. ERS 5 inbound. Now, one thing we need to do.
Got 9541 direct, g'day, pan acknowledged, turn left heading 300.
Someone's on a pan. That's alright.
Why don't you please just report back on final, because I kind of want to put it in the ANIS.
Sure, mate.
Wants to put something in ATIS. Righto.
Velocity 179, 6.5 to run. Call the tower 120, decimal 5. Good night.
120, velocity 179.
Well, for what should have been a rainy night, we didn't see much rain apart from when we were doing the external inspection before we took off. So.
9541, descent at 4,000.
Yeah, those long distances really get to me. I'll do it if there's air traffic control and a lot of traffic, but alone, by myself, no. Not really sitting at a computer doing nothing for hours on autopilot without even a soul to speak to. That sounds boring. Very long. Longest I did was sold to San Francisco, which was 12 hours on the dot. I don't want to do any more. We're going to be doing Cross Africa next weekend. About 6 days from now. Back over Westmead. There's Westmead Hospital.
Good 1174, clear ILS, 16 right approach.
Clear the ILS, inbound.
We'll go around the north side of Parramatta, instead of going through the middle.
Director FedEx 123.
FedEx 123, direct, good evening. Departure frequencies 124, decimal 4.
What's our height?
Very good evening once again, Sydney Direct Service.
Not quite as low as we need to be.
Heading up 335 at 3000.
Got a 7 Mike X-ray, Sydney Direct, good evening. Stations, general broadcast information, Kilo, now current changes, minibus observed on final 16 right. QNH now 1021, information Kilo.
Minibus.
Sydney Direct, wanted to make explicit information. We only have 2,100 kilos of fuel left on board, so we are very low on fuel, so if possible could we request short vectors for 165.
Got a 7 Mike X-ray, understood. I'll get you in the description, okay.
Roger, great, appreciate it, thank you.
Many bats. There's bats on file. Okay, that's
got
hilarious.
104 direct, hello Macca, descent at 4,000, 30 miles truck. Cross 104 for sequence.
They might be doing it, but unless there's an event with ATC for the whole thing, I won't be. Now, if they ever do get an event for Sydney to London with all of the traffic control stations between us, then I'll do it. I'll even take leave for that. 20-hour Vatsim event with air traffic control. That's the most important part.
Sydney direct to Qantas 7 Mike X-ray, if possible, could you inform the tower controller of our low fuel situation?
Last aircraft calling, sorry, taken.
Qantas 7 Mike X-ray, I was wondering whether it would be possible if you could inform the tower controller of our low fuel situation.
It'd be like across the pond on steroids.
Stand by, I'll get back to you with that.
Roger, thank you.
Qantas 9541, turn right heading 130, intercept the localizer, runway 16 right, cleared ILS approach.
Right heading 130, intercept localizer, cleared ILS approach.
Qantas 104, turn right heading 020.
Right heading 020, Qantas 1.
Qantas 863, turn right heading, correction, left heading 190, intercept the localizer. Actually, correction, intercept final approach course, runway 16 left.
Turn left 190, intercept final approach course, 16 left, Qantas 863.
Guys, this is Jetstar 507. Passing 600.
Jetstar 507, direct good evening, departure frequency 124, decimal 4.
Okay, crossing that bridge, we need about 800. It's going to go straight down for that.
Cross 1, actually disregard. Qantas 7 Mike X-ray, turn right heading 070 for that.
Turn right heading 070, Qantas 7 Mike X-ray.
And 7 Mike X-ray, sorry, what was it you were requesting again?
I was just wondering whether it would be possible for you to let the tower controller know of our low fuel situation to avoid any other go-around.
7 Mike X-ray, I will inform them, stand by.
Roger, greatly appreciated, sir. Thank you.
City Centre, CareFlight 3 is overhead, Gladesville Bridge, 800 feet, with Kilo inbound via the Erskineville 5 inbound Sydney.
CareFlight 3, City direct, good evening, stand by. Qantas 7 Mike X-ray, just let tower know.
Roger, thank you very much, greatly appreciated, sir.
9541.
Qantas 9541, 6 miles to run, connect tower 120, decimal 5, step.
05,
Qantas 104, sorry for the delay vectors, turn left heading 220, resume profile speed.
Left heading 220, resume profile speed, Qantas 104.
Qantas 863, confirming cleared to the approach.
Qantas 863, AFM cleared, GLS runway 16 left.
Cleared the RMP, you want 16 left, Qantas 863.
Or the RMP, whichever you prefer.
Okay, it's 800 feet maximum at the moment because we've got aircraft going over the top of us into that runway right there.
Qantas 863, about 9.5 miles, contact tower 120, decimal 5, yeah.
1205, Qantas 863, good day.
And straight down the Parramatta River.
Okay, direct to Qantas 7 Mike X-ray, can we expect the right turn too?
Qantas 7 Mike X-ray, you can expect that right this very second, turn right heading 130, intercept localizer 16 right, cleared ILS approach.
What's that, turn right heading 130, cleared for the ILS approach, runway 16 right, we'll forward established, Qantas 7 Mike X-ray. Qantas 7 Mike X-ray, sorry, Sydney direct to Qantas 7 Mike X-ray, setting the localizer for runway 16 right.
7 Mike X-ray.
And Sydney direct Quantum making free fully established on the island to runway 165.
7 Mike X-ray, 10 miles to run, contact tower 120.5. Good night.
Contact 120.5. Thank you so much for your help, sir. Have a lovely rest of your evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Time 47 for the ground, if you need it.
And CareFlight 3, City Director, sorry for the delay. Go ahead with your request again.
CareFlight 3 is at Gladesville Bridge, 800 feet. We'll be tracking the Erskineville 5 inbound for Sydney.
CareFlight 3, roger, squawk 2710.
Squawk code 2710, CareFlight 3.
Qantas 104, change to 16 right is available if you'd like.
Qantas 104, request 16 left.
Qantas 104, roger. Do you want to join the RFP, or do you want to join us Sydney November India?
I can join it Sydney November India, Qantas 104.
Qantas 104, descent 2,500, clear direct Sydney November India.
2,500 direct Sydney November India.
That's the opposite of me. I want air traffic control the whole way. You guys want no controllers so you don't get bumped off the network. Long.
Sydney direct today, Qantas 2087.
I want air traffic control on so we can use HF radio over the Indian.
Qantas 2087, City direct today, turn right heading, sorry, left heading 230.
And CPDLC. All the whiz bangs and ding dongs.
30, Qantas 2087.
CareFlight 3 identified, cleared Erskineville 5 inbound, not above 1,000.
Cleared Erskineville 5 inbound, not above 1,000, CareFlight 3. And we have been cleared into the Sydney TMA in a helicopter, VFR. That's how you do it. Now we just zoop down into Darling Harbour.
Mike X-ray, you still with me?
Which is this body of water right here.
Good, I did my job right.
At 1,000 feet.
Qantas 2087, do you want to join the RFP at Tonux, or would you like to join at Sydney November India?
Indeed, 20-hour flight. You'd almost need to invite friends over so you can have a party, a LAN party, where you all fly the same aircraft.
Qantas 2087, descend to 4,000, clear direct.
3 of you in a rotational shift.
Down to 4,000, direct to Tonux, Qantas 2087.
Qantas 104, cleared RFP, runway 16 left approach.
Cleared RFP, runway 16 left approach, Qantas 104.
Alright, we're at 1,000 feet where we need to be. And there's Sydney Centre Point Tower, or AMP Tower, whatever it's called these days. Right below us we have the big clock. That's Central Station, the clock. Now we turn along the runway yard.
2087.
Slow descent to 500 feet.
We were able to get a Tonux, but now the SMS has decided it doesn't exist. We are visual. Are we able to turn left to track direct to the runway?
Qantas 2087, no worries. Turn left heading 170. Join final.
Redfern Station is in view.
Clear independent visual approach, runway 16 left. Qantas 2087, okay.
Okay, the 500 feet is the yellow line on the altimeter. We are now directly overhead Redfern Station.
And Qantas 2087, change to 16 right is available if you'd like.
Copy 16 right.
2087, change to runway 16 right, cleared IVA.
Cleared IVA 16 right,
Erskineville Oval.
Qantas 104, you got about 7 miles to run. Call for tower 120, days small plane. Bye bye.
Tower 120, days small plane. Qantas 104.
CareFlight 3 over Erskineville local.
CareFlight 3, connect tower 120.5, yeah.
120.5, CareFlight 3. Getting the caution alarm. Getting a lot of wind shear as well.
Good 104, City Tower, good evening. Wind 0990, 1 knots, max crosswind 15. Runway 16 left, cleared 2 lanes.
Good land, runway 16 left, 110.
City Tower, CareFlight 3 is overhead Erskineville Oval at heading to the helipads. East helipads.
Flight 3 traffic is a Qantas Airbus A340. They're currently on final 16 left. Do you have them in sight?
CareFlight 3 negative, but we won't cross off satellite.
CareFlight 3, make one left-hand orbit.
One left-hand orbit, CareFlight 3.
104, CCAT, alright.
104, that traffic now making a left-hand orbit.
We became someone else's RA. Hi Matthew, yep, we are flying a chopper.
This is the 1 Romeo Charlie, contact departures 124.4.
24.4, 1 Romeo Charlie, thanks, have a good night.
Our chopper is at 500-ish feet. Yeah, we came a little bit close to the other guy. He got a TARA and he was behind us, so we couldn't see him. But when we come around, I'm sure we'll see him on the second pass.
Target A, 9541.
I decided to make it a fairly tight, like a fairly wide for a helicopter circle, so it took some time. But we're coming back up on the oval again.
Nice and whiskey on 125.
Sorry, nice and whiskey, runway 16 right, please follow takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 16 right, Qatar 9 whiskey.
CareFlight 3, that traffic now on a short final 16 left. Helipad 1, cleared to land.
Helipad 1 cleared to land, CareFlight 1. 3. CareFlight 3.
Calgary, Qantas 2087 with you.
It has to be a different type of helicopter to be number 1.
2087 City Calgary.
Okay, we are at 500 feet, crossing Cook's River, which is that little drainage ditch looking thing down there. Stanford Hotel is straight ahead. And we'll want the bottom windows.
Good 7541, cross runway 16 right. On Golf, hold short Bravo.
Slowing it up.
And contact ground 1265.
We're at the Stanford, that building right there with the red sign next to it, on top of it, whatever. Stanford Plaza. And looking ahead.
Good 104, thanks for your help. Over the ground 265.
City ground 166.5, 110.
Helipad in sight. Speed. And getting a little bit of wind coming from our left.
16 right, clear to land.
16 right, clear to land, Qantas 2087. Sorry, I don't see contacting departures.
Warning, terrain. 97 whiskey, thanks, good day. Good night.
Warning, terrain.
CareFlight 3 has a landed helipad line.
CareFlight 3, thanks. Do you need a taxi back to the bay?
Yep, and taxi to the bay via the taxiway.
CareFlight 3, yeah, taxi to the bay, go.
Yeah, taxi to the bay, CareFlight 3. Keeping it nice and slow.
What's the 70 other proposed vacation?
2087 negative, right to the international left for domestic.
Alright.
Indeed. It's not a bad sounding terrain warning. Caution, terrain. I think we go front in just next to the other red helicopter there.
20
H5.
2087 contact rail 265, good night.
1265, what's 2087?
Sydney Tower today, Bravo Alpha 35 is on Bravo 6 ready for departure.
Bravo Alpha 35, Sydney Tower, g'day, side heading is right 210, runway 16 right.
Yeah, come on. Don't do that to me.
Takeoff 16 right, assigned heading 210, Bravo Alpha 35.
It's coming in so nicely too. Rudder pedals dropped. Anyway, we're on the ground. Let's start shutting them down. Into the overhead. And landing lights off. Strobes off. Avionics off. And engine shut down.
Bravo Alpha 35, contact approach 124.44, good night.
Yeah, it was a bit different flying the chopper.
Good night, Bravo Alpha 35.
Always quite fun. Okay, we're on standby, battery is off. Let's get rid of the lights. Cool. And we are done. And there we are, at the helipads at Sydney. Roughly where we started. Well, I hope you enjoyed the little tour of the northern half of Sydney. The north and the west, including the new airport. Just turning all the noise off as we go. Nice little sunset. It is a fun helicopter to fly. Yeah, you can buy that. I've put the links in below so you can give High Performance Group a bit of money and fly this around yourself. And yes, so this is a realistic livery that we have on it. Mounties CareFlight. And we can even do this. And now she's all packed up to go into the hangar. And her sister ship over there. Anyhow, I think the next flight I'll be doing on Vatsim will be across Africa. I'm coming out of Dar es Salaam and going to Cairo in the 787, most likely. Anyway, until that kicks off on Saturday, I will bid you all adieu, and I might even see you for a train sim stream, maybe Wednesday, maybe Thursday, depending how I feel. And then the week after that, into band. So might have some time to do a milk run. Probably not a particularly late one like this one, but I've got some ideas. Anyway, until next time, I have been Musical Aviator. Bye for now.